3
Well,
o'clock.
to be honest, I haven't finished mine either, but I got a week extension.
Okay, so this will just be a very, very short video, guys. We'll just have a quick summary of the test that's coming up and what's expected. So Tuesday next week, so a week from today, we'll start the test. 50 minutes, 35 marks. You got your graphics calculator and you can make your own cheat sheet. So the first page here is just a summary of the content. It's got the skills that you need, and then it's got some review questions. Now, historically, I've gone over those review questions together. I think that would be a little bit of a waste of our time. I think it'd take me longer to go through it with you all than it will just you going through it by yourself. However, I am happy to go through it if people want. So what do you think? Should we do this review together, or would you like to do it individually? Individually? Fantastic. Yep, great. Is that what everyone said?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we'll go through one question though, which is question 7, and we'll do that right now. Okay, because we haven't had one of these in the practice test, and I've been really proud of this question. I've made something a little bit similar to it, so you haven't seen anything like this before, but we should probably be able to solve it really. So we have the probability density function, P of x, is equal to kx on top of 5 plus 1 on 20k. And we're told it's valid for x is 0, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so it's a probability distribution function. Alright, so what that means is because it's valid, it means P of 0 plus P of 1 plus P of 2 plus P of 3 equals 1. The sum of all those probabilities will add to 1, right? P of 0, that tells you the probability of event 0. P of 3, that tells you the probability of event 3. Okay, so let's evaluate all of these. We're going to put in 0 into this expression. We would have, if we put 0 in where the x is, that part will cancel. We'll just have 1 on 20k for P of 0. Alright, for P of 1, we would have k on 5 plus 1 on 20k. Alright, for P of 2, we would have 2k on 5 plus 1 on 20k. And for P of 3, we would have 3k on 5 plus 1 on 20k. Now we're solving this equation for k. We want to know what are the values of k that make this true. So the first thing I'm going to collect is all of these. We have 1 on 20k, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 lots of 1 on 20k. Right, which we could express as 4 on top of 20k. Alright, so that's our first part that we've got. We've got 4 on 20k. And then we've also got k on 5 plus 2k on 5 plus 3k on 5. That's going to give us 6k on top of 5 equal to 1. Alright, now we're trying to solve this. We'll just simplify it where we can a bit. We can simplify this. That can become, we can divide both of those by 4. So we would have 1 on 5k plus 6k on 5 equals 1. Now we want to get rid of those denominators, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by 5k. Alright, so on the right hand side we would have 5k, and on the left hand side here we will have 1 plus, and that's going to become the 5 at the top and 5 at the bottom will cancel, 6k squared. Alright, now we have a quadratic. We have 6k squared, take away 5k, plus 1 equals 0. Now, in the test, we have irrational solutions, which means we're going to use the quadratic formula to find the exact solutions. Here, I think this one has rational from memory, but nonetheless, let's process the quadratic formula to find it. So the quadratic formula would be x is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared, take 4ac on top of 2a. In this circumstance, we're solving for k, not x, so we're just going to substitute k where x is. So we would have k is minus b, so that's going to be minus 5, plus or minus the square root of b squared, take 4 times a times c on top of 2a. Okay, so quadratic form. So what have we done here? There's a number of steps to this, isn't there? We've started with the probability distribution function. We've made it all the probabilities equal to 1. We've collected like terms. Now we're solving that equation by getting rid of the denominator. It's a quadratic, moving it to one side, and now we're using quadratic formula. Now here we'll have positive 5 plus or minus the square root of, now we'll have 25 take away 24. So that becomes the square root of 1, doesn't it? All on top of 12. And so what we'll have is we'll have 5 plus 1 on top of 12, or 5 take 1 on top of 12. That gives us 6 on 12, which is half, and that gives us 4 on 12, which is a third. So we have 2 possible values of k that satisfy this probability distribution function. Okay, that's really the only one I wanted to go through. I suspect you've got those skills to do it, but I just wanted to give a very clear example of something. Now these here, they're rational because they can be expressed as a ratio. In the test, they'll come to a stage like this, where you have 5 plus or minus the square root of, it won't be a square number, which means you won't be able to simplify it further than that. Okay, but we'll still write it as 2 discrete solutions. Okay, that makes a bit of sense? Yep, excellent. That's really the only one I wanted to go through. We'll just talk about the second page. So the second page there is just chapter summary, where I've highlighted all of the content that we go through in 7A all the way through to 7G.3. So that's the kind of thing we'll probably start to be putting on our cheat sheet. We've got a number of formulas there that we use and so forth. So that's probably all from me, I think. I reckon